9 people were killed in a crash involving 2 Black Hawk helicopters in Kentucky, spokesperson said. A statement from Fort Campbell says the 2 HH-60 Black Hawk helicopters, part of the 101st Airborne Division, crashed around 10 p.m. Wednesday in Trigg County, Kentucky. The 101st Airborne confirmed the crash about 30 miles northwest of Fort Campbell. The crash is under investigation. Right now our focus is on the soldiers and their families who were involved, the statement added. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear had said earlier that fatalities were expected, adding that police and emergency officials were responding. The crash occurred in a field, some wooded area, Kentucky State Police Trooper Sarah Burgess said at a news briefing. At this time, there are no reports of residents' damage. Fort Campbell is located near the Tennessee border, about 60 miles northwest of Nashville, and the crash occurred in the Trigg County, Kentucky, community of Cotties. Nick Tomaszewski, who lives about a mile from where the crash occurred, said he saw 2 helicopters flying over his house moments before the crash. For whatever reason last night my wife and I were sitting there looking out on the back deck and I said, wow, those 2 helicopters look low and they look kind of close to one another tonight, he said. The helicopters flew over and looped back around and moments later, we saw what looked like a firework went off in the sky. All of the lights in their helicopter went out. It was like they just poofed and then we saw a huge glow like a fireball, Tomaszewski said. Flyovers for training exercises happen almost daily and the helicopters typically fly low but not so close together, he said. There were 2 back-to-back. We typically see one and then see another one a few minutes later, and we just saw 2 of them flying together last night, he said. Members of the Kentucky Senate stood for a moment of silence Thursday morning in honor of the crash victims. We do not know the extent of what has gone on, but I understand it is bad and there has been a substantial loss of life of our military, Senate President Robert Stivers told the somber chamber. Last month, 2 Tennessee National Guard pilots were killed when their Black Hawk helicopter crashed along an Alabama highway during a training exercise.